Bro, I figured it out. You're bad luck. Not random. You've been cursed.
What the hell are you talking about?
The government. I don't know, probably the DMV.
Ah, yeah, the DMV. Ancient headquarters of dark magic, where the sorcery is
I'm
so
telling you, it's
strong.
real,
The
bro.
number is still 482, even though they've called 17.
Don't joke, dude. Every time the Wi-Fi drops, that's the Illuminati tapping in your brainwaves. I've seen the diagrams.
Diagrams? You mean those napkins you draw pyramids on while you're waiting for your mom to pick you up?
Hey, those napkins are classified. And another thing, they put the secret frequencies in microwaves. Microwaves, dude.
What makes you think that?
Dude, isn't it obvious? That's why Hot Pockets explode. It's a test run for mind control.
No, it's not, dude. It's because you hit 4 minutes instead of 40 seconds. You've single-handedly proven that evolution works
Whatever,
backwards.
dude. Call me crazy.
Oh, don't worry. I already did, twice, on air.
Whatever, dude. You'll see. The moon's gonna flicker one day, and I'll be right.
Yeah, and when it does, I'll buy you a ladder so you can go and change the light bulb. Until then, welcome to the... Not today, dude. I swear to God.
Daddy, chill.
Not another word out of you, or I'm gonna air it out in here, bro.
Chill. My God. What is with all of your hostility,
dude? You literally drive me insane, bro.
Bro, I don't even have a license.
Whoa, oh my God, dude. One of these days...
Just do the thing already.
Welcome to The Wit Show, where smart meets stupid and somehow makes sense. I'm Georgie, and I'm thinking out loud so you don't have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Wit Show, from what I think seriously to you.
WITS, The Wit Show.
Cool story,
bro. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining me again, back on The Wit Show. Seriously, I could not do any of this without my support and my followers, so I really appreciate you guys. Today I'm going to go a little bit off script here. We're not going to be covering a whole bunch of cryptids or theories or any crazy government cover-ups. Nah. I'm going to hit you with a little bit of today and a little bit of what's going on. Seriously, you ever look around and just think, man, this whole thing, it makes no sense? Like, we're living in an age where we can access literally the sum of all knowledge in our pocket, yet somehow it feels like we've gotten dumber, poorer, and more disconnected than ever. And I don't mean that in like a nostalgic, back in my day. I mean, statistically and factually, it's all there in black and white. Wages flat, costs up, education's down. Trust in your government? Yeah, that's in the toilet. But hey, you can FaceTime your dog from Mars if you want, so I guess there's some progress. Thanks, Elon Musk, with your Starlink. But seriously, let's start with the obvious. The cost of living. I don't care how anyone spins it, this is absolutely out of control. The average home price in the US is over $400,000. Let me say it again. $400,000, and that's the average. Did you know that in 2000 it was under $173,000? And you're probably thinking, yeah, well, income went up too. Nope, wrong. Wages barely crawled while housing sprinted like it was on steroids. Go ahead and put that in perspective for yourself. Really think about it. How much do you make in a single year? Well, I'll tell you right now, the average American only makes around $66,000 a year, and that's the average. And median household income is around 78 grand. So do the math. Houses are literally more unaffordable now than they were during the Great Depression. You basically need 2 incomes just to qualify for a basic loan. And even then, you're looking at 30-year mortgage. A 30-year mortgage where the bank owns you more than you own the house. And don't even get me started on rent. Oh, $2 grand a month for a mediocre 2-bedroom apartment with carpet older than you are. Oh, and that fridge that wheezes like a dying donkey? And good luck getting your slumlord out there to fix any of it. But yeah. $2,000. That's the price of a mortgage in some parts of the country. But landlords figured out they can bleed you forever without ever letting you build equity. It's not housing anymore. It's hostage taking with paperwork. Now, if you somehow manage to scrape by and get yourself a house, you still need a car to get to the job that pays for the house. And cars? Oh man, let's talk about how absolutely insane the market is. We're at a point where a 2012 Chevy truck with 250,000 miles on it is worth more than my entire childhood home. Okay, maybe not that much, but 10 years ago, that truck was a beater and worth $3 grand at best. And now some guy on Craigslist is asking $10,000 like he's selling a freaking collector's item. Listen, Tony, nobody's gonna buy your POS truck. It's got a rip in the seat and it smells like farts and stale cigarettes. Get out of my face. But the worst part is people are paying it. That's the worst part. The average used car price right now, $27,000. That's the average for a car that's already got gum stuck under the seat and a mysterious rattle that would definitely bankrupt you in repairs. But hey, it's got Bluetooth, so it's totally worth it. But let's go ahead and zoom out and take a look at the circus we call politics. And before anybody gets heated at me, I want you to know that your opinion matters. I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. I'm not going to give you my personal opinion on it, but your opinion matters. So whatever way you decide to go, left, right, blue, black, yellow, I don't care. Make sure you get out there and vote. Make your voice heard. And the closest I'll tell you is that I care about my community. That's all you're getting from me. I love you, but that's it. But back to my point, left versus right, blue versus red, it's not even politics anymore, it's a blood sport. A Pew survey found that 78% of Republicans think that Democrats are a threat to America's well-being, and then 72% of Democrats say the same thing about Republicans. That's not a disagreement, that's war language. That's neighbor turning on neighbor, and meanwhile everyone is foaming at the mouth on Twitter about pronouns and border walls, and both sides are quietly voting to give themselves raises and sending lobbyist checks to the banks. It's like professional wrestling, all staged fights in public, then they're clinking glasses behind closed doors. Oh, and while you're arguing with Uncle Jerry on Facebook about who ruined the country, your phone is collecting every single thought, movement, and conversation you have. We live in a world where people can't sit through dinner without scrolling. Yeah, that's right, I said it. You're spending too much time on your phone, people. The average American screen time? Oh yeah, it's 4.5 to 5 hours a day. Teens, 7 to 8. And that's just phones. Adding gaming, TikTok, Netflix. You're looking at people spending literally years of their life staring at a glowing rectangle. Now, don't get me wrong, I do the same thing. I can't help it. Who doesn't love that shot of dopamine? And I don't care who you are. AI Sasquatch raiding the freaking campsites and drinking those beers, dude. You got me messed up, bro. But seriously, we've got access to infinite wisdom, infinite creativity, infinite opportunity. And what do we do with it? Well, it's simple. We watch hundreds of videos of Sasquatch, particularly the one where he spreads mare all over his body. That was hilarious. Seriously, whoever keeps doing this, please keep doing this. It's phenomenal. But it's not like the kids are using it to get smarter. U.S. education is tanking. Like, embarrassingly tanking. The nation's report card showed 13-year-olds with the worst math and reading scores in decades. Math scores dropping 9 points since 2012. And reading dropped 7. Meanwhile, China's over here churning out engineers like it's a factory line. And we can't even convince kids to read past a TikTok caption. And don't tell me it's because kids don't have access. They got more access than ever. It's because we've trained an entire generation to need constant stimulation. Dopamine hits every 5 seconds, instead of teaching them how to focus. And then we act surprised when they can't even pass a basic algebra test. Now let's talk about the cherry on top of this capitalist sundae. Oh yeah, boys and girls, that's right. Corporate profits. During COVID, S&P 500 companies made record profits. $2.5 trillion in 2021 alone. $2.5 trillion with a T in profits. And yet somehow, magically, prices went up for you. Yeah, shrinkflation became the new normal. Remember when a bag of chips was full? Now it's half air and half broken dreams. And cereal boxes that used to last weeks now barely get you through 3 bowls. Toilet paper rolls are basically travel size now. And the kicker? Yeah, they charge you more for the privilege of less. Companies blame supply chains, inflation, and labor shortages. But if that were the case, explain the record profits. Go ahead and explain the yachts that CEOs bought in the same year they told you to tighten your belts. Spoiler, the system's not broken, it's working perfectly. For them. And here's the part that drives me absolutely insane. People still defend the system like it's scared. Like capitalism is the holy grail, untouchable, perfect, best system we've got. Of course they say this while they can't even afford dental checkups without selling a kidney. Everything is a money grab now. Nothing exists just to exist anymore. It all has to be monetized. Your hobbies, subscriptions. Your car, subscriptions. Hell, even your fridge is probably trying to charge you a monthly fee just to keep your milk cold. Late-stage capitalism isn't an economic system anymore. It's a hostage negotiation. Think about food for a second. Go to the grocery store and try not to cry. Eggs hit $6-7 a dozen not too long ago. Meat? Forget about it. Unless you're ready to refinance your house. And the shrinkflation? Don't even get me started again. Candy bars that look like they went on a diet. Chip bags puffed up like some kind of a parade balloon. Oh yeah, and that's family size. Boxes that wouldn't feed a family of squirrels. Meanwhile, every company's profit sheets look like a rocket ship to the moon. If you want to understand the scam, just look at this. Prices went up, product size went down, but profits went up. It's a magic trick. Oh, and the rabbit they pulled out of the hat? That wasn't a rabbit. That was your wallet. Surprise, surprise. Now here's where it all connects. That's right. What kind of witch show would this be without a little bit of conspiracy? I'm sorry for yelling at you. I didn't mean it. I'm just kidding. I totally meant it because it's not just about money. It's about control. We're glued to our phones, numbing ourselves with dopamine, while corporations bleed us dry, one shrinkflated product at a time. Education collapses so people don't know how to critically think or question it. Politics become a circus to keep you distracted, and while you're busy arguing about your neighbor's bumper sticker, CEOs are moving numbers on spreadsheets that determine whether you can afford groceries next week. And what's wild is we've normalized it. Like people just shrug it off and say, well, that's the way it is. No, that's not the way it has to be. We've just been trained to believe that there's no alternative. The system gaslights us. You get told, work hard and you'll succeed. But you are working hard and you're barely scraping by. You did everything right. You went to school, you got the degree, you got a job, and yet you're drowning in debt, rent, bills, car payments, health insurance premiums that cost more than your rent. And if you complain, you're told you're lazy and entitled. Nah, you're not entitled, you're exhausted. I'm exhausted. Oh, and when people start realizing how rigged it all is, instead of fixing it, the system gives us scapegoats. It's always, it's their fault. Immigrants, boomers, millennials, Gen Z, Democrats, Republicans, pick your poison. As long as we're busy fighting each other, we're not fighting the actual monster in the room. Divide and conquer. It's the oldest play in the book, and we keep falling for it. Oh, and then we come to technology. Look, I love tech. I'm literally talking to you right now through technology. But let's be real. It's frying our brains. 5 hours a day on our phones, teens at 8? That's a part-time job just scrolling. Oh, and what's it doing to us? Well, depression, anxiety, attention span is shot to hell. We've never had more access to knowledge, but we've also never been more distracted. It's like we built the Library of Alexandria in our pocket, but instead of reading the scrolls, we're watching cat memes. And maybe that's the point, because if you're distracted, you're not questioning. You're not resisting. You're too busy doom scrolling to notice the walls are closing in. Education proves it. Scores are tanking while screen time is skyrocketing. And what do schools do? Instead of fighting it, they lean into it. Tablets for every kid, online learning, standardized testing that teaches memorization instead of thinking. And the results? The lowest math and reading scores in decades. If this was a conspiracy, it's genius. Dumb down the population, keep them glued to devices, sell them products they can't afford, and watch as they tear each other apart over politics. Boom, control achieved. And look, maybe some of this isn't orchestrated, maybe it's just greed. But at some point, the line between incompetence and conspiracy gets real blurry. If someone benefits from chaos, is it really an accident? Because while you're trying to figure out why your rent doubled, billionaires are buying their fourth yacht. And you don't get a fourth yacht by accident. And here's something that really twists the knife. Healthcare. You could have the best job, the degree, the house, the car, and one medical emergency can nuke it all in a weekend. A broken arm? Yeah, that's $5,000 without insurance. Need an ambulance? That's $2,000 for a 10-minute ride where the paramedics give you a warm blanket and some Tylenol. And if you've got insurance, congratulations. You're still paying thousands in deductibles before they cover anything. The US spends more money on healthcare per person than any other country in the world, and yet we're still ranked around the 30th for actual outcomes. 30. That means you're paying first-class ticket prices for coach seats in the back of a plane next to the bathroom. But hey, privatized healthcare. And somehow people still defend the system like if it's blessed from the heavens. Well, you don't want socialized medicine, do you? Brother, I don't care what you call it. I just don't want people to have to start a GoFundMe page to pay for insulin. That's not freedom. That's extortion dressed up in a patriotic wrapping paper. Meanwhile, corporations are playing 4D chess with your wallet. Remember, when Netflix was just $8 a month? Now it's like $22 for a basic plan. Spotify, Disney Plus, Amazon Prime. Subscriptions everywhere. Oh yeah, and even though you're paying for it, I hope you love ads. You're not buying movies, you're renting access. You're not buying a car, you're leasing software. Hell, BMW tried to charge people a subscription just to use the heated seats already built into the car. That's not innovation. That's blackmail. It's like paying rent on something you already own. And if you zoom out, while the economy has become subscriptions, even your attention is a subscription. Social media doesn't just want your money, it wants your time. 4, 5, 6 hours a day, and what do you get in return? Depression rates skyrocketing, anxiety at record levels, and the dopamine tolerance of a lab rat on cocaine. We've hacked our brains into oblivion. Let's not forget workplaces either. Companies keep bragging about record profits. But where's the money going? Not to you. Wages haven't kept up with inflation in decades. And whenever workers dare to ask for more, they get told, we can't afford it. Funny, because they can afford to buy stock buybacks, bonuses for executives, and the new headquarters with a yoga studio. But paying employees a living wage? Out of the question. It's almost comical at this point. They'll spend millions on a Super Bowl ad, but won't give you a raise. A simple raise that keeps up with the prices of eggs. And through all of this, politics is still a never-ending episode of Jerry Springer. It's not about solutions, it's about performance. Who can own the other side better on cable news? Who can craft the spiciest tweet? Meanwhile, actual legislation that could fix housing, wages, and healthcare, it never even gets to the floor. And we sit at home, team jersey on, screaming at the TV like it's a football game. Left versus right, blue versus red. It's the WWE, but instead of steel chairs, it's the filibusters. Oh, and the food industry? Everything is poison now. Sugar's in everything. Processed junk disguised as healthy with green labels and words like natural slapped on the front. Meanwhile, actual fresh food is priced like luxury goods. Want to eat healthy? Yeah, that'll be triple the cost of a cart full of frozen pizza rolls. It's cheaper to kill yourself slowly with garbage than to nourish yourself with actual food. Again, if it's not a conspiracy, it sure as hell looks like one, because who benefits from a sick, distracted, overweight population? Pharma companies, insurance companies, food corporations. It's a whole ecosystem of profit built on human misery. And then education again, because I can't let this one go. We've got kids drowning in debt for college degrees that don't even guarantee jobs anymore. Tuition has gone up more than 200% since the 90s, but wages haven't followed. We've turned learning into a lifelong debt sentence. And it's not just higher ed. The basics are collapsing too. Math, reading, science scores, it's all free fall. Other countries are lapping us while we're arguing about banning books. We don't have an education system anymore. We have a political football field where kids are the ball. So here we are. You're broke, stressed, overworked, underpaid, glued to your phones, drowning in subscriptions, and praying you don't get sick because that's the game and it's over. And what's the advice you get? Grind harder, work smarter, pull yourself up by your bootstraps, buddy! I can't even afford the boots anymore. Seriously, I actually really do need a new pair of boots because mine are starting to fall the hell apart. I can't afford more! And you know what's really messed up? We've normalized it. We've accepted it. We tell each other, that's life, like it's some unavoidable law of physics. But life isn't supposed to be like this. It's exhausting. Life isn't supposed to be a 24/7 anxiety attack where you're one paycheck away from a disaster. We've been tricked into thinking that survival mode is normal, and the more I think about it, the more I realize maybe that's the point. A population that's just barely scraping by doesn't have the energy to rebel. It doesn't have the energy to question. It doesn't have the energy to dream about something that's so much better. You ever notice how the goalpost keeps moving? Like every generation is told, if you just do this, you'll be set. Our parents were told, buy a house, you'll be secure. Our generation, go to college, you'll get an even better job. Now kids are told, learn to code, be an entrepreneur, start a side hustle. And every time people chase the goal, the system moves it again. Houses become unaffordable, degrees become debt traps. Coding just gets outsourced and replaced by AI. So yeah, a side hustle? Congratulations. Now you're working 80 hours a week just to break even. It's like a treadmill that never stops, and the faster you run, the faster it goes. But here's the thing. Cracks are showing, people are waking up to the con. That's why strikes are happening. That's why people are leaving jobs that don't value them. That's why the alternative systems, local economies, co-ops, communities, they're starting to gain traction. People are realizing you can't win a rigged game. So the only option is to flip the table. And that's what scares the system. No riots, no protests, no electronics, unity. If people stop fighting each other and start fighting together, the whole house of cards collapses. That's why division is pumped into your veins every day like morphine. Left versus right, black versus white, young versus old, man versus woman. Anything to keep you from realizing that you're on the same sinking ship. Because once people realize that, once they stop punching sideways and start punching up, it's over. So where does that leave us? Tired, broke, angry, but also aware. And awareness is the first step. Once you see the strings, you can't unsee them. Once you realize the magician's trick, it doesn't work on you anymore. That doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean the change happens overnight, but it does mean the illusion starts to crumble. And illusions are only powerful if you believe them. So maybe that's the real philosophy here. The system thrives on belief that money equals worth, belief that work equals freedom, belief that the left and the right are our enemies, belief that the distraction equals happiness. The moment we stop believing, the moment we start questioning, the whole thing shakes. And if we ever stop running in circles, if we ever stop buying the lies, if we ever look each other in the eyes and say, enough, that's the day everything changes. Until then, we rant, we question, we shine light where they want shadows, because sometimes the only way to fight madness is to call it out and to refuse to play along, to say, I see you, I know what you're doing, and I'm not buying it anymore. And that's what this show is for. Not answers, not solutions, but perspective. A reminder that you're not crazy for noticing the cracks. You're not crazy for feeling like the system is broken, because it is, or maybe it's working exactly as designed, which makes it worse. Either way, you're not alone. And if you're just like me, you still hope. You still believe that maybe, just maybe, we can do better. So make sure you question everything, because it might be a conspiracy. I mean, we know for a fact that the government loves to hide things from us. Until next time, my name's Georgie, and I'm thinking out loud so you don't have to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is The Witch Show from What I Think Seriously to You.
WITS